So, Cold Pursuit is directed by Hans-Peter Moland and stars Liam Neeson as Nels Coxman, who is a grieving snowplow driver who seeks out revenge the drug dealers who killed his son. This is based on the 2014 Norwegian film In Order of Disappearance. You know, this is a challenging review, and this comes many days after watching the movie itself, because I really don't know what to do with this movie. I don't know how to talk about it, I don't know how to review it, I don't know what this review is going to be. I haven't got any notes for this review, which I normally do. I'm so bamboozled by the fact that this movie exists and that this movie is of the quality that it is. It's absolutely insane to me that this movie actually happened. And this review is going to be so bad because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to describe Cold Pursuit, but I'm going to try my best anyway. Liam Neeson possibly gives one of his worst performances in the history of his career. He was really flat here. I mean, Liam Neeson is no great actor, okay? I mean, he's had a couple of good roles in his career, to be fair to him, but, I mean, most of the time in these type of roles, he's pretty much the same character, and this was definitely on the lower end of those characters. Nels Coxman was just very unlikable, but also just incredibly bland and quiet. There was nothing to him. He doesn't speak that much in the movie because his actions speak louder than words, I guess is what they're going for with this film. But it's just, the actions that he is doing is just so, you know, it's so irredeemable that you can't like this character, and it's just ridiculous that Liam Neeson took this role. Also, why is Laura Dern in this movie? She could be doing so much better than this. Why is she in this? So if you don't follow me on Twitter and you haven't really been keeping up with my opinion on this movie, I thought this movie was hysterically bad. This film was something else. Like, this movie was a ridiculously fun time for all the wrong reasons. This movie tries to take itself so seriously in so many points, but then completely contradicts itself on the other hand, because sometimes I can't quite tell what the movie is going for tonally. I can't quite tell if it's trying to take itself super seriously, which in some scenes it does, and then in other cases the movie is trying to play itself as being a dark comedy, but you can't flip-flop like that. Be one or be the other. You can't be both, because then it's just a confliction in tone. And again, I was about halfway through this movie when I thought to myself, this has got to be a piss take. Like, this movie has got to be purely a joke. And then another scene happened where it's a completely serious thing, and I just couldn't deal with it. And I thought, no, this movie wants me to take it seriously, and then that'll be followed up by yet another scene where it's just a complete laugh. And I don't understand what this movie's trying to be. It's a complete mess. It's a complete shambles, and I don't know how the film wanted me to receive it. However, how I did receive it was that this is a so bad it's good movie. The movie's just bizarre. Like, there's so many different moments in the film that just stand out as just being completely odd. Like, Liam Neeson goes and kidnaps a little boy from the school and chucks him in the back of a bus, and then he takes him back to his house and is just in bed with him reading a book, and they fall asleep in bed together. Like, why is this in the movie? Why is this happening? He's known this boy for about 2 hours at this point, and again, it's not a good look for Liam Neeson, especially after all the controversy going into it. I wasn't going to talk about the controversy in this review because I like to separate that from a movie, but, you know, if Liam Neeson's trying to avoid controversy, you probably shouldn't have done that. But then on top of that, there's just so many other scenes, like he's just driving this snowplow and is just going around, and then he's trying to follow this guy really discreetly, even though he's in a snowplow. It's just, the idiocy in this movie is unparalleled. What luckily made this movie better is that I was with somebody who also found the movie absolutely hysterical, and we were also next to another couple who also found the movie absolutely hysterical, so we were like, all four of us were just sat there laughing together, and that was a good time. That did add to the comedy element of this movie. Again, the comedy element that doesn't really exist, but it does because of how bad this movie is. I have not seen a movie so incompetently made and just so entirely fucking inept in all of my life. Like, this movie is just something else. I mean, it's not quite The Room. Like, this movie is not quite The Room, but unlike The Room, I don't know if this movie was trying to be good. At least with The Room, you can look at that movie and go, well, the reason why that movie is so funny is because Tommy Wiseau genuinely thought he was making a masterpiece. He genuinely thought his movie was, like, Oscar-worthy. I don't know if this movie was meant to be a good film. I don't know if the filmmakers intended to make this a good movie or they were intending to make a typical Liam Neeson movie, because this was actually directed by the same guy who directed the 2014 Norwegian film which this is based upon. Now, I've not seen the Norwegian film. I don't know if this is a similar tone, if this is a similar movie at all. If you have seen it, let me know in the comments what the Norwegian version is like, because if it's anything like this, I'm definitely giving it a watch. So yeah, this movie is a complete and utter mess, and I don't know how to talk about it. I don't know how to describe it. This review's a bit shorter than normal because, again, it's just insane, and the only thing I can really say to you guys is just go and watch it for yourself. Just go and watch it and experience it, because while this movie is, in my opinion, completely dreadful, it's so entertaining. It's so much fun. And again, I wanted to watch this movie immediately again after it finished. I thought it was just an absolute blast at the cinema because, again, know what you're getting into when you go into this movie. Like, don't expect this to be anything like, you know, even his last movie, The Commuter, which was also not very good, but at least that movie does take itself seriously and does actually have some redeeming qualities to it. This movie has zero, and it doesn't quite know what it wants to be, and that makes it a complete incompetent mess that is incredibly fun to watch. So have you guys seen Cold Pursuit? If you have, make sure you let me know all your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? You probably hated it, but you also probably loved it at the same time. Whatever your thoughts were, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see more movie reviews from me, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again in my next video.